The land of Palestine, a region steeped in rich history and cultural diversity, has been a crossroads of civilizations for millennia. Today, it stands at the heart of one of the most enduring and complex conflicts in the world. Who are the Palestinians? This question takes us on a journey beyond current geopolitical debates to the very roots of historical identity and genetic ancestry. In this video, we will explore the historical origins of the Palestinian people and examine their connections with other Mediterranean groups. Our exploration will uncover unexpected links and shared ancestries. Our journey starts with the Canaan region, delving into its rich yet concise history. Today, this region spans parts of modern-day Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, and Syria, but thousands of years ago, it was a bustling center of ancient activity, a land where early civilizations flourished by the Mediterranean's bounteous shores. The Canaan region was home to a variety of groups in its early history, including the Amorites, Hittites, Phoenicians, Jebusites, Hittites, and Hivites. These peoples established their settlements during the Bronze Age, a period spanning from around 3300 to 1200 BC. Early Canaanites rose to prominence during this period, establishing city-states, engaging in extensive trade networks, and developing their distinct culture, religion, and writing system. However, by the end of the Bronze Age, around 1200 BC, the region underwent substantial transformations marked by the decline or destruction of numerous Canaanite city-states. In the Iron Age, the Canaan region experienced a significant shift characterized by the rise of new groups and the evolution of existing Canaanite societies. The era saw the emergence of the Philistines, Israelites, Arameans, Moabites, and Ammonites within the region. The successive reigns of empires like the Egyptian, Assyrian, Babylonian, Persian, Macedonian, Hellenistic, Roman, Seljuk, and Ottoman, as well as the early Islamic caliphates, Crusaders, and Mamluks, profoundly shaped the region's cultural and political landscape. These empires facilitated cultural exchanges, spread religions and languages, and influenced local customs and administrative systems. Significant events such as the Babylonian captivity of the Jews and the spread of Christianity and Islam by occupying powers had lasting impacts on the demographic and cultural composition of the region. The fall of the Ottoman Empire led to the British Empire taking control of the region in 1917. This transition saw an influx of Jewish immigrants, and rising tensions ensued between the Jewish settlers and the Palestinian population. In 1948, the State of Israel was established amidst these growing conflicts, dramatically changing the region and leading to the Israeli-Arab conflict with profound implications for the Palestinian population, including displacement and territorial disputes. Having provided an overview of the region and its concise history, we revisit the question, who are the Palestinians? The term Palestinian has a complex etymology rooted in historical and geographical contexts. It is derived from the name Philistia, which was used in ancient times to describe the land of the Philistines, a people who settled in the southern coastal area of Canaan. The Philistines are believed to have originated from the Aegean region and arrived in Canaan around the 12th century BC. The biblical narrative portrays the Philistines as formidable foes of the Israelites. Over time, the name Philistia evolved into Palestina, a term used by the Romans after they conquered the region in the 1st century BC. The Romans, following their tradition of renaming conquered territories, referred to the area as Syria Palestina, with Palestina becoming a more common reference during and after the Roman period. By renaming it, the Romans aimed to minimize Jewish claims to the land. The modern term Palestinian, as used to describe the Arab population of the Palestinian territories, came into more widespread use in the 20th century, particularly with the establishment of the British Mandate for Palestine in 1920. Today, the term Palestinian refers to the Arab population associated with the region historically known as Palestine, encompassing both a geographical and a national identity. As tensions escalate regarding territorial rights, both Jewish and Palestinian groups assert their legitimate claim to ownership of the land. Many Israelis claim a historical right to the land based on biblical narratives or the concept of a divinely promised territory, and Jewish history cites ancient Jewish kingdoms and continuous Jewish presence in the region over thousands of years. Israelis argue that the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948, recognized by international bodies including the United Nations, granted them legal sovereignty over the land. Most importantly, Israelis claim that Palestinians, as primarily descendants of Arabs who came to the region during the Islamic conquests, are indistinguishable from other Arabs and cannot claim ownership of the land. On the other hand, Palestinians assert their claim to the land based on continuous habitation and governance over millennia, tracing their lineage to ancient peoples like the Canaanites and Philistines. Palestinians often refer to international law, including United Nations resolutions that recognize their right to self-determination and the illegality of the occupation of Palestinian territories post-1967. The Palestinian national identity, solidified in the 20th century, is rooted in a shared history, language, and culture associated with the land. Palestinians argue that their unique cultural identity is intrinsically tied to Palestine. Genetic studies confirm that modern-day Palestinians descend from the earliest hunter-gatherer and farmer populations that inhabited the Levant region over 10,000 years ago. Other Bronze and Iron Age civilizations that emerged in the region, like the Canaanites, Phoenicians, Israelites, and Philistines, also left genetic imprints in today's Palestinian gene pool. A landmark study in 2001, conducted by Antonio Arnaiz Villena and his team, has shed light on the genetic roots of the Palestinians. This study analyzed the human leukocyte antigen, or HLA gene variability, in Palestinians. HLA genes are vital for the immune system and are highly variable, making them excellent markers for studying genetic relationships. By comparing the HLA genes of Palestinians with those of other Mediterranean populations, the researchers found something remarkable. Palestinians are genetically very close to Jews and other populations in the Middle East, including Turks, Lebanese, Egyptians, Armenians, and Iranians. In 2017, a collaborative effort between Harvard and MIT researchers analyzed genome-wide DNA data from both groups, revealing a shared genetic ancestry that dates back to the Bronze Age, approximately 4,000 years ago. This finding underscores a common ancestral link between Jews and Palestinians, rooted in the early history of the Levant region. As the Philistines integrated into the Canaanite melting pot, their genetic signature spread. Geneticists have uncovered that today, Lebanese and Palestinians seem to carry high levels of Philistine ancestry. A 2020 study published in the journal *Cell* focused on the DNA of ancient Philistines. The results suggested that Palestinians descend, in part, from the ancient Philistines who lived in the same region over 3,000 years ago. The study received some criticism, but overall provided new genetic insights into the ancestors of modern populations in the Levant region. A University of Arizona study revealed significant genetic similarities between Jews and other Middle Eastern populations, including Palestinians, Syrians, and Lebanese. The study found that Jewish men share common genetic signatures with non-Jews from the Middle East, significantly diverging from non-Jewish men outside this region. This suggests that Jews and Palestinians share a common ancestry and are more closely related to each other than to non-Jews from other parts of the world. having preserved their Middle Eastern genetic roots over 4,000 years. However, the genetic studies also highlighted that the two groups have begun to diverge genetically due to factors like genetic drift, admixture, and various selection pressures over the past 2 millennia. This divergence is partly due to the Jewish diaspora, where Jewish populations migrating around the world encountered and mixed with different groups, leading to some distinct genetic traits. For instance, Jews exhibit more European genetic ancestry in their paternal lineages, likely due to European male converts integrating into Jewish communities. On the other hand, Palestinians show a greater mix of Egyptian, Arabian, and sub-Saharan African genes, reflecting the historical movements and interactions within the Levant region. This genetic diversity is also geographically varied within the Palestinian population, with studies noting that Palestinians in the Galilee region are more genetically similar to Israeli Jews than those in the Gaza Strip. This genetic connection between Palestinians and Jews, while highlighting a shared deep history, also distinguishes itself from the more recent political and religious conflicts that emerged with the 20th century events, particularly surrounding the establishment of Israel and competing nationalist movements. In this video, we aimed for an unbiased examination of the origins of Palestinians, tracking their lineage from the ancient Canaanites to the modern era. Our journey highlighted surprising genetic connections between Palestinians and Jews, showing a shared ancestry that transcends contemporary political and religious conflicts. For more insightful journeys into history, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring these fascinating stories to you. Stay tuned for more.